All right. Good morning, everyone. Tradingology.com in the trading room for the final day in April. We are letting the doors open and people are rolling in. Good morning, guys. Good to see you.
Good morning, Dan.
How's it going, Dave?
Good.
Sorry, I was a few minutes late there. I had to grab some extra coffee and swing on back to the office.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I thought it was on my side. I thought Zoom was just being slow.
Did you see a message appeared all in the waiting room? Or no?
No, it just said that something about it will start shortly.
Okay. I tried
I
to
was
send
in
a
the
message.
waiting room. That I had that white screen that just popped up.
Okay, gotcha. I was trying to send a message to the people in the waiting room to test it out to let you know I wasn't forgetting about you.
Okay.
All right.
Morning, Greg. Morning, Ishan.
All kinds of activity going on today.
Yeah, big news is the unemployment number again higher than expected, 3.8 million.
Yeah, we had lots of winning trades this morning in our chat room that we got going in the morning.
Yeah, I mean that's on fire. That is absolutely on fire. You guys are crushing it.
So yeah, well done, everyone. Looks like quite a few are here from there. Yep, Asham, good to see you. Well, I got to get my chat box open. Here we go. Yeah, Greg, Andre, Steven. Steven got the early trade before the report. So there's a couple chances on both sides of that report today. That was nice.
Absolutely.
It looks like they're trying to fake out to the upside and coming back down now.
Yeah, we didn't go below. I'm surprised we're not below 2,000 on the advanced decline, but maybe we'll just kind of ease into it today. But the internals look pretty weak. Let's see, where are we? Not quite at 70. Can't quite tell there.
Which one are you looking at?
That one right there.
Oh, up here, yep. Let's stretch that guy out a little bit. I got it squeezed in too much still.
Yeah, the big surprise, I guess, was I mean, everybody was expecting something under 3.5 million, but it was 3.8, which higher. But from what I heard, in fact, Mike Malone talked about this on his video the other day, is that there's about 8 to 15 million that haven't been able to apply for unemployment yet because of technical issues.
Yeah, either they can't get in because of the system or they're just not doing it right. It's not always guaranteed that every single person that can does.
Exactly. And so what happened was the unemployment is now at 30 million in the last 6 weeks. It could actually be closer to 40 or even 50 million.
Yeah, 3.5 and we hit 3.8 like you were saying there. And last week was 4. So now we're definitely over. Just in the reported alone is over 30.
Yeah. By the way, if anybody applied for the EIDL, I got my $1,000 this morning.
Yeah. I'll have to check my account.
Yeah, that came in this morning.
Maybe they're going through by numbers numerically. You never know.
Yeah, it could be. It was interesting that my two sons both got theirs today, and I got mine today as well. So maybe that next phase of these payments were going out.
And which one was that?
This is the EIDL. So if you had a small company, it was based $1,000 based on the number of employees that you had.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So
I don't know if it was the payroll protection plan or.
No, it wasn't the payroll protection one. That was a loan. This is like a gift, a grant.
EIDG?
EIDL. Yeah.
I have an EIDG deposit. I just checked.
Yep, that's what it is.
Nice. Well, thanks for the heads up. I got to check my bank more often.
So, yeah, that's good.
Any freebies for South America citizens? You got to hit up your government, Asham. You got your freebie this morning and all that money you made in the trading room. I know it's sim, but you're still learning how to do it, right?
South Africa, yeah. South Africa. Um,
Sorry, that's right. I keep getting confused.
I don't know. Contact your central bank. See if they have any money for you.
Yeah, they're all printing, right? They'll probably give you some.
Well, actually, as a single member LLC, and I'm the only employee, I get 1,000. Everybody else that works for me is 1099, so they don't get a penny. But I also don't get the $1,200 payment.
Right.
So I didn't meet their criteria for last year or this year.
Have you heard any more about the next? I've seen there's like 3 or 4 bills going around, and they're mentioning the digital dollar again with the potential 2,000 a month for a minimum of 6 months.
Yeah, and they were going to do that by debit card. I guess they scrapped the idea of the debit card because, people can steal it in the mail, right? I mean,
Oh, sure.
that's a big problem, right? But if they already had the direct deposit information, they can just do the digital dollar now. So it looks like, if it makes a lot more sense than sending out debit cards to everybody and getting it lost in the mail or stolen and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's way too much risk. If they're preloaded debit cards, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like sending cash in the mail.
Yeah, and then you got, talk about customer service issues. I don't know who wants it, Visa or MasterCard, but
Oh,
they're gonna get calls like crazy.
right.
Where's my Visa? Where's my debit card? Mark says he thought he meant San Antonio. Yeah.
Yeah, between that and
Texas should be another country, And they're
right.
just so independent. They should be. I'd move there.
So here's how much fun why you can't trust graphs, and this is what happened to me a few weeks ago. Well, now it just changed, of course. I was just switching over and taking a little peek at Coinbase, and it actually showed me for a second that it was mixing up the XRP and the Bitcoin again.
It does, and you know what? If I move away from the screen, I go to another screen, I come back. It gets all messed up.
It's so funny how they got to fix their deal. Here's what they need to do.
Yeah,
Nice couple run up there a couple days here.
Yeah, I think we're actually, today's the last day, so we have to close. I forgot what the level was.
Oh, on a monthly.
On the monthlies, yeah, you have to get on TradingView to look at the monthly.
Oh, I do have that over here. Let me grab that one.
I think it's got to close above 20 cents. Mark says, amen. And we try to succeed every 4 years or so. Did you discuss Bitcoin halving? My son mentioned it. Yeah, the Bitcoin halving is like in 10 days. So what happens is, as far as I know, I don't follow Bitcoin all that much, but it's on the 12th so far. And so what it is based on the number of transactions that take place. It could be on the 12th, it could be on the 11th, or it could be on the 13th. But the average, I think everybody's looking for is the 12th. And so the block rewards for Bitcoins being transactions is being cut in half. And so typically within a few weeks, either before or after, Bitcoin prices go up. And if Bitcoin prices go up, almost all the other coins go up as well. The reason why it's important is because there are half as many Bitcoins being produced. And so the supply is reduced dramatically for the next 4 years. So in 4 years, there's going to be another halving. So that's what that's all about. Yeah, Bitcoin did have a sharp rise, Mark. Yeah, it's very, very sharp. Nobody knows why. 35 billion was added to the marketplace in 24 hours.
Blue Sky Digital, what is that?
The symbol is BTC. That's weird. 2 cents Canadian. Yeah, you want to take a look at, well, you don't want the futures. Look at the market cap there. I guess we could take a look at the market cap, but and then switch to a candlestick.
I was going to say, why are we?
You're on. Yeah, you want to go to. Oh, you don't have any chart. Oh, go to charts. See, it says next to more there on the left. Yeah, chart.
Why did it switch me over to that for some reason?
There you go. And then you want to go to the, you want to switch it over to candlesticks.
Now I want to go to Apple. That's interesting. Every time I hit BTC, it just goes straight to.
You have to go BTC USD.
Oh.
Just type them all together. No slash, no slash. There you go.
You can tell I'm not on TradingView all the time.
Yeah, I like TradingView. I use it quite a bit, just for quotes and stuff. No, to the left there is.
Where do they put their.
Next to day, yeah, you got lines. You're on an area chart right now, so you want to go to candles. There you go.
Bam. And let's look at the other one. We were curious for the monthly.
Yeah, let's go to XRP USD and then go to the monthly. Right next to XRP USD, you have the D.
Oh, yeah.
You go to M. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at. Kind of zoom in on that a little bit. Yeah, there you go. So if you take a look at 50% of the, take 50% of the body of that previous month candle. Yeah. So you can kind of, I'm right about there. Yeah, I think that's right. So it's about 20 cents. We have to close above 20 cents for that to be considered a new bull market.
Yeah, I saw Scott, your buddy, right?
Scott's video, yeah.
Yeah.
And man, that guy, he is amazing. He's called, and even when I didn't like it, he's actually called the market. When XRP was at 30 cents, he said it's going down. It's going down. He didn't know where, but he thought it was going to go down to maybe 15 cents, 14 cents. And he called it, and I didn't like it. I did not like his call at all, but he was right.
Doesn't matter what you like or don't like, right?
Yeah.
Or what you think.
Exactly. So I was lucky to pick up some more XRP around 14, 15 cents, but I still didn't like it. Yeah, Scott is on YouTube. In fact, he just did a video on XRP. Let me see if I can grab the link here.
I think I should have. Is he fresh to YouTube?
Yes, he's like brand new.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, he hasn't been on YouTube very much.
I got the link for you here.
Okay, perfect. The latest one there is like a couple days ago.
Yeah. We'll send this out to everyone.
Yeah, Sham, he's really, really sharp, this guy. In fact, I spent an hour and a half with him yesterday, and we recorded the entire thing, and we're gonna come out with a video on it, and not just a video, but it's gonna be an entire course on his system, on the methodology that he uses.
Nice.
Since for about a year now, he's been calling every single turn in XRP. Just unbelievable. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, 20 cents. So if we can get through 20 cents and stay above that today, we're probably going to be up into a bull run. If not, we're probably heading back down into that 11 cent area. So just heads up.
Set the timer. There it goes. You got 9 hours and 42 minutes. Make it happen.
Yeah.
I like how they got the timer countdown. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's cool. I do like that. They have it on the minute chart, the 5-minute chart, all the charts. So monthly it'd be 9 hours.
I know people were asking about that for TOS, if they could build that in. I just look at the clock myself, but yeah, that's kind of a handy little deal when you're looking at.
It is.
Pull up to 5 minutes, see it, or 1 minute. Why not the noisy 1 minute? See how much it's actually moving right now. Oh, it doesn't give you second countdowns?
No, probably 1 minute is like the deadline, maybe, or the minimum. So if you go 3 minutes, let's see the countdown.
Yeah, there we go. Woohoo!
Ah, boy, it looks good on a 3-minute.
Right? That's funny. Isaac, good to see you.
Hey, Isaac. Isaac, I have been so busy. I know you asked me to call you. I'd love to call you. I'd love to talk to you sometime. But if you have, I don't know how to get in touch with you. You're in Mexico, aren't you?
I believe he is.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So I don't. I mean, you might be able to call me directly, but I think it's going to charge my phone. So if we can set up a Zoom meeting sometime with Dan, that'd be great. Maybe the three of us can get together. I know you've got some interesting information you want to share. You want to do that, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, just email Dan and we'll see if we can set something up. I'm semi-retired, so I'm fairly free. I'll let Dan pick the time.
Do some calendar coordinating, you bet.
Yeah. So interesting market here. You know, a little bit of a sell-off, come back. Internals don't look really too bad.
Yeah, it's moving towards another chop day after the reports. And then we had obviously our FOMC meeting yesterday too, where we're going to stay the same but still use every single tool in their belt, which they got to be running out of ink sometime. But we know, as he said in it, which I thought was amazing, we will never run out of money. Don't worry. There's plenty of it. It's unlimited.
I think you made the comment the other day that makes you cringe.
Oh my God. Just hearing this whole, you know, I told Dave, you know, the more I've learned over these years about monetary systems and just how everything works and just this credit-based system that the society lives on now, it just makes me cringe. When they say, oh, well, fine, we'll just make more credit, which is just printing more money, which is just making more people pay for it later.
Yeah.
Oh, and it just costs money to borrow it. I'm like, we need to go back to, this is just, okay, Dan's soapbox for 5 minutes. Go back to the old way my dad always said. You buy something when you have enough money to buy it. You know, save up your money, then you buy it. That the entire society, you know, it probably wouldn't work on a big scale because we'd kill the banks, right? Because you can't borrow.
Well, I'm a little bit older than you, but when I was a kid, I remember that my parents used to go to the store, and if they wanted to buy it, like an appliance or a big piece of furniture or something like that, they put it on layaway.
I remember that.
So they go in and they make regular payments, like cash payments on the item that they wanted to buy. Because credit back then, I'm talking about the, you know, late 50s, early 60s, you couldn't buy anything on credit, really.
Right.
MasterCard didn't even come out until mid 60s or 70s. I think it was mid 60s, maybe like 68, 69.
Yeah, I remember going to J.C. Penney, and there was like the shelf there for layaway. You'd see the stuff. All right, yeah, we'll come get that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, layaway.
You could actually see it.
Yep.
That'd be
now, and then after credit started booming, everybody said, "No, I want it now. I'll just borrow." And that's why we're in the state we're in. Even the market says, "I want it now." See, they want higher prices, so they borrowed money in order to prop up stock prices.
Right.
It's all borrowed money.
What's a Sean got here? Wanted to ask about how one would use the SPY VIX chart in your trading. Would like to see if anything can be applied to the AMS class stuff and be incorporated. Well, the SPY VIX is more of a longer term. We use that for, you know, where the general barometer is, right? If we're overvalued or undervalued compared to volatility.
All right.
So that's a big picture view, and not, you know, the MES strategy is very short term. You know, as you guys know, we're in and we're out in a few minutes, maybe a half an hour sometimes at the most.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's interesting. So the VIX has been hovering in that 30-ish range. All this, I mean, the massive amount of gains that we've seen in stock market haven't driven the VIX down past 20, below 20 in the teens yet. So there's something going on. And we also saw the spreadsheet yesterday up over 2,000 again. even though we had a huge run up. So in my opinion, we're still in a bear market. Market just doesn't know it yet.
It knows it. They just don't want to believe it.
Yeah,
They want to pretend it doesn't matter.
exactly.
See, now it's got everybody thinking it's going to go up, and they're going to bring it back down.
Isaac says, how about the tick chart?
Isaac, you're a character. If you really want to get, Dave made some scripts. You have the Renko tick scripts if you want to use those guys. Absolutely.
What's the weakest? Looks like the NASDAQ's the weakest here. Of course, I shorted the NASDAQ.
Russell's almost 3% down in the futures.
A few days early. Oh, yeah. Okay, they're the weakest.
Yep. Russell, YM, ES, NQ, and Tech's actually the strongest right now. For the futures, at least. Let's see how the ETFs are doing. Same. Q's actually just went negative. It was actually positive for a little bit, which is surprising. It's still above the pivot.
Well, it's because of who was it yesterday? Was it Gilead who came out with the statement that they have a pill or something?
Yeah, the reverse from last week.
Yeah, they reversed it. Yeah. And it just looks like pure manipulation. They come out with a statement, they got it, and then they came out with a statement, they don't have it. Now they came out with a statement, they got it again.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
Yeah, that's a yo-yo.
Yeah, look at the support. The diamonds there, just playing pong in between the levels.
Yeah. Perfect.
Big support right there at the open on the Qs as well.
Blew through it on the SPY. What's the next level lower than that? Is there anything lower?
Yeah, there's two more greens.
Oh, yeah. Way down there.
Yeah, so we get heated up again. It'll come down here for support.
Yeah, okay.
Mark's got a question for you, Dave. You were surmising that NQ was going to be weak last Tuesday. I think that was when Apple was coming out with the cheap phone, right? You were talking.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking that tech was going to get hit hard because of the number one is Apple kind of saw what's coming with consumers not spending money, so they came out with a cheaper phone. It's kind of a signal to me that they're looking at cheaper options for consumers because they know that even though everybody goes back to work, they're not going to have the money to spend. So I think NQ, I think the NASDAQ is going to continue to be weaker than the rest of the market. Yeah, so I'm expecting that to really start to move lower.
So Steven's got a question on the MT internal script we got here, and he was curious about the dots. So I'll show you here, Steven. I've pulled up the study. I went into the gear for the settings, so I'll just walk through it here for you. So this is the MT internal study. So the first one, the V is the dots.
It's the volume.
So the draw is there for the volume, yep. And then the next one, I forget which one's a dot and which one's not. Here's the second one's also the dot, so that's the green one. What color? The volume was the gray, right?
Yeah, so the UV is the up volume, the DI is the down issues, and then you have the U, that's the average. That's the new one that I put in there, which is kind of like the middle of them all.
And that's the gold line.
Yeah.
And the moving average 3.
And then you got a couple
the
more.
Green line, yep.
So you're looking at the volume and you're looking at the issues. So you gotta.
And then these are the top, bottom, and zero.
When you start to see those separate, the green dots and the gray dots, it usually indicates a change is coming.
Perfect. Steven says no, he matches.
Okay, good.
All right.
Now we're getting a pump up again. It's just, it's a little crazy.
It's literally a game, is what it is.
It is just absolutely crazy. There must be so little liquidity. There's not enough players in the market, so the market makers can just push the prices up around wherever they want to go, and so there's no resistance and no support.
Yeah, they're just doing, like you say, whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they talked more about local cities, right? Municipalities, cities over, what was it, 2 million, and they reduced that down to like a 500,000 that they're going to be buying up debt for.
Yeah.
Just can't keep track of it anymore.
I have no words. They just are buying everything, and they and unlimited money. Where is it? It just drives me insane because obviously that they don't care about future generations at this point. So your grandchildren, your great grandchildren are going to pay a huge price as long as we can keep everybody financially fit at this point. I did hear an interesting statement though. I don't know if you follow Hedgeye.
I do not.
There was Michael, I think his name is Michael, I'm not sure, McCullough, last name. It's Hedgeye on YouTube. He had an interview with a woman who now runs I forgot what she called it. It was kind of not a tech company. It was kind of a tech company, but she builds hardware instead of software. She thinks hardware is going to be the new software. So it's going to be the kind of the future where developments in hardware are going to be for IT, for work at home, for all this stuff. So she's developing some stuff in hardware.
Okay.
But she mentioned she was also a former Federal Reserve governor. And she mentioned the fact that, number one, she believes wholeheartedly there is going to be a digital dollar coming out. They can't avoid it at this point. The second thing is that she talked about was inflating the debt away. I sent her a direct message on Twitter to find out more about what she thought about inflating the debt away. But if you're inflating the debt, I've heard the term before, and I'm thinking that if inflation runs high, the debt that you currently have will run lower because it automatically declines in value as inflation runs higher. And so that's why they hate deflation so much, because when there's deflation, that debt becomes more volatile.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just more volatile. If they can inflate it away, which means inflation in the future is higher than it is currently, then the future value of those dollars is going to be less. And so they can just basically, as long as inflation continues to run, the debt becomes less and less and less over time. But it's really an academic exercise, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you start putting that into reality, and you're going to have to make up new words for what that size of money is, or currency.
Yeah, exactly. And so what happens is if you have inflation along with higher interest rates, if interest rates go up, that whole model just falls right down.
Right.
It'll explode.
And how much of a oxymoron is it that when you're a good steward of your own finances and you pay off debt, that's bad for them?
Yeah, because it's deflationary. Right. You're taking money off the table.
Yeah. And that's the biggest evil of the whole thing, is just that it's a trap.
And if you save money, it's deflationary.
Yeah.
So you take that $1,200 that the Fed gave you and stick it into a bank account and don't spend it. Well, that's deflationary too. Or you use it to pay off debt. That's deflationary, and that's what a lot of people do.
If you either save or you pay off and you have no debt, the government really doesn't like you.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they lose money.
Yeah. Isaac says, "Do we have a SDST script for the ES?" Yes, it's the NYSE. That is the one we use for the ES. The correlation coefficient for SD and ST to the ES is stronger than it is for the YM, actually. And Dan proved that a few months ago, that the SD and STs for the NYSE, the New York Exchange, is exactly what we use.
Yep. So we have that one on there. So you see the NY on the SPX chart, which is where the ES is derived from.
Right.
Yeah, I hadn't looked this morning at those. You're welcome.
Yeah. Look at the S1 and S2
Boom.
there. Yeah, hit it perfectly.
Interesting. We have a reverse where NDX is the other way.
Yeah.
Because it's stronger today. Come on.
If you hit the minus sign, I think. Oh, there you go. Oh, you got it.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. It hit it perfectly again. I would use those in conjunction with Dan's system, maybe on another screen or something.
That's why, yeah. Oh, quick question for you guys, that if anybody's loaded the workspace that I have, which has like the 5 or 6 different windows that I move around, have you guys had a problem with the screens not being accessible and like off your screen? I was talking to a trader yesterday. I don't know if he's in here. He might be. Nope, he's not. And he had a couple screens, but he couldn't actually see some of them. So I don't know if other people were having that problem. So let me know if you are, or if you're watching this recording and you say, yeah, I loaded that TOS workspace and yeah, I couldn't get to those. Because I do have a base one, which is just 2 screens, I believe, if I remember right. And then the full one is like 6 or 7, where I have all of these loaded up for you with all of the market timer, the complete system in there with all the different scripts. So if you guys are having any problems where you couldn't get to it, let me know. And maybe I need to resave that workspace and like just put them all on one screen, then resave it or something. I'm trying to find out if it's something with his computer or with the setup. You had them all, Asham? Okay, thanks. I wanted to throw that out there for you guys because I hadn't seen that happen before.
It may have some. There's only a couple of different settings and TOS that will prevent you from showing screens. That's either the extended hours setting, or if you go into the futures or equities tab, you'll see a setting in there for volume or something like that.
Well, it was weird. It was like, so if he tried to like see like this screen, for example, like whenever I mouse over here, I don't know if you can see that or not right now. It's like it wouldn't even appear. It's like it was off screen, but we were on a Zoom together and I could see it, but he couldn't.
What?
It was really weird.
Oh, that's weird.
I was like, did you used to have like more monitors and your computer thinks there's a ghost monitor somewhere?
Yeah, that's strange. Jeez.
Yeah, you do have to load the scripts. The MAs will show up. That is true. Yep, whether they're the strong market ones that you need the complete market timer system for. And if anybody doesn't have it, let me know and I'll show you the package for that. Yes, you do have to load the scripts, and that is true, Greg, whether they're strong market or built-in TOS. That's just the way the workspaces work. But yeah, thanks for the feedback. MA showed up, switched to sim. Okay, cool. So hopefully he can find out what's going on with his. That was really weird.
Just strange. Yeah.
The long answer for that one. And I had to look at it because we hadn't seen it in a while. We are bankrupt, right?
Functionally bankrupt.
147, a lot of commas, versus 144 with a lot of commas.
Look at the liability per citizen. Jeez.
Well, it's less than $500,000. How's that make you feel?
Jeez, we're going to turn into Venezuela here. Although, somebody mentioned that recently, and they said, well, yeah, we could never become Venezuela. And they said, well, why? Why can't we become Venezuela with all the money printing that we're doing? They said, because we're the reserve currency.
Not for long.
Now, if that ever changed, if we weren't the reserve currency anymore, watch out. Whew. We're going to just, the inflation is just going to just skyrocket. It's just going to be insane. Isham says, how accurate is that U.S. debt clock? They do have an FAQ in there someplace, I think, about how they actually do the calculations. If you go to usdebtclock.org, you can, kind of look around for it. But it looks like they are using it directly from government sources. Oh, there's the sources right in the middle.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. It's
at the end. It's right in the middle, right there. I'm pointing to it on my screen. It says sources, big I down in the middle.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's kind of an eye chart, so that's the hard. So let me move this back up so you can see one here.
Yeah, I'm pointing to it like you can see me.
The screen's not big enough.
So sources can be found by mousing over the real-time numbers just at lower and change the display info. So I guess if you just hover over that unfunded liability.
It tells you right here. So the national debt.
Yeah.
Percentage.
Sources U.S. Treasury and the U.S. Census. So they're getting direct feeds from the Treasury and the Federal Reserve. Yeah. I mean, almost all that stuff can be used in an API. I mean, they may not be updated 100%. I mean, every single second like they're doing here. Maybe they're estimating it a little bit, but for the most part, that data is available.
It makes you sick when you look at it too long.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
Just look at their revenue going down. Why? Because no one's working. Or, a third or a half of the tech workforce isn't working.
Yeah. So income tax, payroll tax. Yeah. All of the income side is definitely going down. Revenue per citizen is 10,600, but the debt per citizen is like 200,000. Unfunded liability is 446,000. I don't know about you, but that does not make me feel comfortable.
Oh, just this one there where it flipped. You've been talking about it the last week or two, and yep, we crossed that line.
Yeah.
Now they're going to make a show that says, like the profit for governments, where they come in and solve insolvent countries. You ever watch Marcus Lemonis and his TV show Profit? That's a pretty good show.
Oh yeah, it is good. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while though. Is he still making it?
They are still making them. I think they're on a little hiatus right now, obviously. So they're doing like recaps of older ones where they'll talk over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched his show in a couple of years, but I do like his show. He gets into some stuff with the owners. Jeez. It's hilarious. You think that business owners would be a little bit on the smarter side, but
you would think, right?
You think that
it's amazing what they find.
Just like everybody else is.
What's Isaac got for you here? Dave, you posted that there were another 8 million people without jobs. Did you guys hear about the 10 million couples married to an immigrant that are filing lawsuits because they weren't getting their stimulus check?
I heard something about that, but I really don't know anything about it. I think there's there's a certain immigration status. It's not people in that immigration status are not getting checks. I mean, I don't know who. I mean, specifically, I think it's for taxpayers. So if they're working, even though they're an immigrant and they're working and they're paying taxes and they're filing tax returns, they should get a check, I think. But maybe there's some that aren't working, but they have immigration status. Maybe that's why they're not getting a check. Or is it only for U.S. citizens? I don't think so.
Well, can you file tax? Do you pay taxes if you're not?
Yeah, if you're a resident alien, if you're a legal resident alien, I think what you're referring to, Isaac, is maybe illegal aliens. So they're here in the country, but they don't have a social security number. They don't have they're not filing tax returns. Those individuals are not going to receive anything now. But if they're married, if it's a married couple and they're an immigrant, now an immigrant is a legal status in the United States. So whether they're refugee or immigrant status, if they have a resident alien card and they pay taxes, they can, or even if they're not paying taxes, if they're just staying at home, I believe that they're still eligible, but they have to fill out the form at the IRS stating that they do not file a tax return, and then they can get it. American citizens married to immigrants, well then, if they're an immigrant, yeah, your wife is a permanent resident and we got her, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, my sister-in-law is a permanent resident as well, not a U.S. citizen, and she got a check. She got a direct deposit. So I think it's only for those if they never filed a tax return, but they are legal residents of the United States. The reason they didn't get it because they didn't have the direct deposit information on file. That's what I heard.
Yeah, because I know everything was based on how they filed last year. And because I know some people that filed with TurboTax and they did like a debit card, like you say. So they had to wait for a paper check because they didn't have a way to direct deposit it to them. So there's a bunch of people. I think I actually did see there is a website for the IRS. You can go and look, and they're breaking it down by income. So the lowest income people are getting their checks first.
Right.
And it's scheduled from like now through October. So there might be people that have to wait that long. So it might just be a matter of they haven't got it yet because they're waiting for a paper check, and that takes forever.
Yeah.
Because the government hasn't done this in so long. They're not set up to cut checks for millions of people anymore. That's why they need this digital dollar and just to send it to an account.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is, Isaac. It's probably that. It's probably a matter of they have to wait.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Yeah, as long as they filled out their information in the IRS website, they should get it eventually. Yeah, paper check delivery in July and August. That's what I heard too, Mark. Yeah, that's right. And if you're listed as a dependent on somebody else's taxes, so my niece is working, but she's still a dependent. She worked last year and filed a tax return, but she's a dependent on somebody else's return, then you don't get anything. Let's buy more XRP. Yeah. I'm telling you, you got 9 hours before that monthly window closes, that monthly bar. I'm crossing my fingers and my toes and, knocking on wood, and I don't know what else I can do. Dance around the desk. I'm just hoping we go into a bull run here.
You might just see us disappear. Just kidding.
Yeah. But if XRP hits $10, I'll be doing I'll still do the trading room, Dan. I still will, because I love you. But I'll be doing it from a remote location in an island someplace.
Well, see, that's the question: is are you actually going to cash out a bunch at 10, or are you just going to pay off your initial investment and be free riding at that point?
Yeah. At 10, I'll be doing pretty well. I'll be doing really well. Sham says, think about your client as well for the yeah. Well, you guys got to hold those coins. He says, you guys holding any other coin? I started buying Link last week. I put it in the real-time update service. I said I started buying Link. I also bought some XLM. I think there's going to be a number of different winners. So I got XRP, XLM, and Link right now. Those are the three that I've got. I only held XRP for the last 3 years, but I see a lot of potential in Link. It's Chainlink. The symbol is LINK. And XLM. I think XLM is going to be the consumer-driven payment token, whereas XRP is going to be the business-to-business and remittance token. So I think they're all going to have a place in this new digital economy.
I personally have a little bit of this for another alternative called HBAR, which is Hedera Hashgraph.
Yep, I would buy H bar too, but I can't buy it in New York, so I'm screwed. I do like H bar.
I have it at 33.33. It was perfect timing when I bought it like a month ago.
Nice,
I'm
nice,
up just a tiny bit right now since it's at 34, and it was moving up today. So
nice. Yeah, I like H bar. Coins that I don't have that I do like. H bar is definitely one of them. Who else?
3 cents is nice. I'll sell it at $1.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
that's a nice little. That's a nice little egg right there. Let's see. Let me go through Coin Market Cap and see what else I like. I keep an eye on a few, but
I don't know VeChain personally.
What's that?
I don't know VeChain. I just saw Tim had said vet for VeChain.
Yeah, I can't buy that either, but my son loves it. My son Philip loves it. He's heavily invested. He likes that a lot.
That's another one. That's at.
It's not even a penny. It's some.
I was going to say, yeah, that's 2 zeros.
Yeah, yeah. You can pick up 1 million of those pretty cheap. Yeah, I like H bar. I'm following H bar. I'm following Vet. I also follow Kava. Kava is a new program, a new token out of Canadian Sologenics. I do like them.
Voltaire, I bought H bar on Bittrex. That's the only place I could find to buy it.
Tezos. If I could buy Tezos, I'd probably buy some Tezos. I like Tezos. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Cardano. I like Charles Hutchinson very, very much. I met him in Vegas last year at Blockchain Week. Nice guy, really nice guy. And he's got a great project there, I think.
Do we know what they are? Their symbol?
Yeah, Cardano is.
That's not the CSC, no.
ADA.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. And that's about it. Chainlink, Stellar, and XRP, Kava,
It's been
HBAR,
around a little bit longer at least.
and Cardano. Cardano's been around for a while, yeah.
2018. Blink was the only one I didn't pull up. Isn't it LNK?
LINK.
Oh, it's a Ford.
Yep.
Because they got to be different.
Very, very strong technicals there. They were one of the best performing cryptocurrencies over the last 3 months. Last couple months since March actually. So yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, Isaac had pulled up VeChain earlier. Yep, that's one that he's watching. Yeah, XLM, XLP, definitely safe with those. Figure it's not, if you can get a bunch for cheap, why not take a, speculation stab at it? Because they're all probably going to rise.
That's right. Yeah. When we get into the bull market, they'll all go up.
Yep. So that way you're not just tying your hitch and everything in one basket.
Right. Yeah, you don't know which one's really going to outperform until they get going. So it's probably better to have a basket of them. But I wouldn't go anywhere below the top 50 or even the top 25. I'd stick in the top 25. At least we know, in my opinion, these are real projects. XRP, XLM, Link, Vet. If you stick with the top 25, I think you'd be okay. Gary says, Dave, do you think XRP can hit levels of Google or Amazon? I think that's wild speculation. I know a lot of people are calling for $1,000 XRP, but I think a more realistic number is probably in the 25 to 50 range over the next year or two, a couple of years maybe.
Yeah, if you start talking long-term, maybe.
Hey, if you want to wait 20 years, I think that probably could happen.
Right, exactly.
I think over the next 3 to 5 years, which is my kind of time horizon, I think it's easily 25 to $100. Yeah, Digibyte is a piece of crap in my opinion, but if you look into it, Digibyte has been promoted heavily by a lot of spammers and a lot of trolls on Twitter. Yeah, I think it's like number 12, 15, 20. It's down there some places. I just don't like it because it looks like it got pumped up. There it is, number 36. It got pumped up really hard, but look at the volume there, was like 24 million. Generally, anything over 1 billion a day in volume is good, pretty good. But 24 million is so easy to manipulate. That's not a lot of volume because you're just trading back and forth on 24 million. Looks like it doesn't look like Hedera has very much volume either.
Yeah. A lot of circulating supply, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, what is it? Is that 3 billion or 3 trillion?
3
Billion.
billion, almost 4.
Yeah, that's not huge. I know the guy who started Ravencoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a privacy coin, kind of like Monero, I guess. Well, I don't know him, but my brother knows his father. And actually, the guy who started Ravencoin owned Digital River.
Oh, wow.
The payment processor, and he sold it. He sold it, and made millions of dollars, and he started Ravencoin. So I don't know if it has any. Some people like it, but I think they've got a lot of issues. See, a lot of these coins, like Omisigo, number 56, there was touted like crazy in 2018 and early 2019.
Really?
Oh yeah, some people really thought that was going to be the next thing, like kind of like Hedera Hashgraph, sort of. But it didn't really take off.
Well, sell it today. It's up 10% almost.
Yeah, but it could be the market too. So
right. Gary, absolutely. Nano S for off storage.
Oh yes, and if you do own XLM, the brand new live update to Ledger Nano S, the live the
wallet
software. The live update if you update it now, it does support XLM.
Nice.
Before today or before yesterday, you had to go through this weird thing on the Stellar network and set up your account and stuff like that. It wasn't supported on live, but now it is. Yeah, Ledger Nano S is my go-to.
This is all you need, Gary, right there.
Yep.
And get it at Ledger. Don't buy it on Amazon.
Right. Yeah.
They got fancier ones. You don't need the fancier X's unless you like to be hacked by Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Bluetooth one. I like the one you can plug in and unplug. Take it completely off.
Exactly. I put XRP on one, I got XR on the other.
No, I'd use USB over Bluetooth, Isaac, for sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but
yeah, no Bluetooth. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no Bluetooth. Okay, yeah, exactly. Right.
Well, we're getting close to the top of the hour. It's been a fast one already. That's the way April ends.
I guess so.
Did I miss anything we wanted to cover?
Let's see.
Catching up on your Wealth Masterclass recording since I missed last week, so I'm halfway through.
Yes, I put that out yesterday. Finally got through the editing because I thought I was on mute for like the first 30 minutes. So I had to go back and chop out the stuff that but it actually picked up my voice, which is interesting. So I had to go through it and kind of chop out the stuff that I already covered.
Yep. So if you're in the Wealth Masterclass, get that download just like I did yesterday, and you can watch it if you didn't make it. Unless I'm the only one that missed it. Who knows?
No, a lot of people did. I think I I guess I should send out an email, but I figure everybody's responsible and they put it on their calendar. But I did get 4 or 5 participants, and it's my
Okay.
fault. I should have sent out a reminder. Greg missed it too, traveling at the time. Okay, well, you got a good excuse, Greg. Dan didn't have an excuse.
I got no excuse.
Not sure what happened there. But I missed a trading room a couple weeks ago, so I guess we're even. Steven said he tried, but he had a meeting, yeah. So there was like four people in there, and then but I covered some really good stuff. So when you get a chance, go in and download it and take a listen. The next Wealth Master class is going to be the 13th of May. So about 3 weeks. Spaces on 3 weeks. I've got a couple busy weeks coming up here. The 13th at 1 p.m.
Right on. Okay. Tim says a 1-minute synopsis of SDSD scripts, as he hasn't gone through all of the knowledge base articles yet. Or just...
That is named SD because it's supply demand. That's why it's named SD. So it measures supply and demand in the market. When there's more supply, prices fall, and it's under 1, or it's under 0 rather. So it's negative. If there's more demand than supply, then SD will go positive. It's in the plus sign. And so a few, like earlier this week, we saw a big minus 3,900, I think it was, on the SD, showing on the NASDAQ, showing a huge amount of supply that came into the market. Typically when it's like, I mean, even below minus 20, it is institutional selling. So there's a large amount of supply in the market that will drive prices lower. And that's how you measure that. So it's SD is supply demand. If it's negative, there's more supply than demand. That's the one. I think that's the one right there. Yeah. Yep, right there. And then we had a little bit of a pump up. I'm not quite sure if there was what they call an offset, but that printed at minus 3,600 million. Okay. So right after that, we had a big sell-off after just a little bit of a pump up there. And so that supply came right out of the market. And then the ST represents strength. So the current move, the lower it goes, the worse it is. You look at the trend of the strength. If it's trending positive, that means there's more strength in the market coming in. There's more supply, demand coming in for stocks. If it's heading down, it's weak, and that holds true whether or not it's positive or negative. So it could be at a plus 10 or a plus 5, but if it's heading downward, it is weakness coming into the market. If it's negative and it's heading upward towards the 0 line, then it shows strength coming into the market. Yep, that's all there is to it. You're welcome, Tim. And it's 11 a.m. That's my
time.
Yeah.
And see, up we're in the middle, and look at the chop.
My wife was up till 4:30 in the morning trading Bitcoin. She's back into trading Bitcoin.
Did she sell it all when it got that massive jump yesterday? They're not.
She was up $300 on her account, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and she was thinking about selling it, and she dozed off for about 15 minutes, and it dropped right back down. It had a big sell-off, and she lost about 250 of the 300 that she made. So anyway,
too funny.
That's the problem with trading Bitcoin. It's open 24 hours a day,
right?
Isaac says, Dave, tomorrow will be jackets in the show. You know what? I think it's a great tradition to start because I never get to get dressed up anymore because I don't go anywhere. So maybe I'll wear a jacket tomorrow. Yes, Isaac.
And hopefully the snow will stay away from you.
The what?
The snow.
Snow? There's no way. This is April 30th. Tomorrow's going to be May. We cannot have snow in May.
Not on May Day?
Yeah, we cannot have snow in May. I will officially put in a complaint to the weather department.
All right, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys joining us as always. We'll call it a wrap for April, and we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday, same time. It'll be a new link for May, so look for that in the members area.
Andre has one final question. How does she trade Bitcoin? Just intuition? No, she trades momentum. So she just, if she starts to see fluctuating, pumping around, going up and down like this, she figures it's going to take off to the upside. The platform that we're using is Gemini with TradingView. So we can't, it's not futures or anything. So she can't buy it to go down. She can't short it. So she can only buy it to go up. But she's momentum. She sees the momentum and she just kind of jumps on board.
Nice.
All right, guys, have a great one.
You're welcome.
Dan, if you get a chance, sometime before 2:00 my time today, give me a call.
All right, sounds good, Dave.
Talk to you later.
See you guys.
Bye.